Has the battle against Kaido started, or we need to wait a little bit more? I usually don't pay attention to the last page of the chapter, because the last page is not used story-wise, and Oda did talk about that as well. But since Oda did show the capital at the present time, and there was a recap of the events that did happen before, maybe from the next chapter the story will continue forward. But I'm not sure, it could be that we will get another recap. Anyway, at the port the commanders that are there decided to go ahead with the plan even though no one is there, just them. Even Momonosuke, who is just a kid, knows that this is suicide, and he tries to stop them, but they are not listening to him. And I totally understand them. They did leap to the future and gather more people to be able to achieve their goal. But when the day came to achieve that goal, things went back to as they were before. Nothing did change. So going to the future, gathering more people, all that was for nothing. And that's why they are so desperate. Even if they don't go, who's to say that their plan will not fail again, just like it did this time? They started talking about how come that their plan was uncovered again. Kinemon says that at this point, I would rather not know. But Kiku says that we cannot move forward if we don't resolve this, and Kiku is right. And lucky for them, Kanjuro out of nowhere says, "It is me, Dio. I mean the traitor." I was surprised to hear that. Not that Kanjuro is the spy, but that there was a spy to begin with. I did talk in my previous videos what is a storytelling technique and what it isn't. The spy technique is part of storytelling technique, but a very low and cheap one. Here's the problem with it. It messes up the rereading experience of the story. Instead of paying attention to what is happening in the story, you see one guy fooling others and nullifying their efforts. The other thing is that if there was no spy and Orochi did find out due to him being very smart or having a superpower, then readers will think highly of his character rather than just look down on Kanjuro. Because that would make Orochi a dangerous character, and this is great for the arc. One of the reasons why people are excited about the war against Kaido is due to Kaido being the strongest creature. So he's not going to go down easy. Oda will do something epic in order to bring down Kaido. Anyway, about this spy technique, I think Oda thinks the same, and that's why he dealt with this before the real events have started. Oda could have revealed this later on in the arc, where he could have used this to make a plot twist. For example, in the battle against Kaido, just when we are starting to think that the Alliance is winning, Kanjuro could turn against the Alliance and sabotage their progress. From the inside you can do a lot more damage because people have their guards down. But revealing now who the spy is has no consequences. And on the last page you can see that they are all there. Things are happening as they were supposed to. And the other thing is that in order to have an impact on the readers, the revelation of the spy, the writer needs to invest in the character, which Oda did not. I don't think Kanjuro or any other commanders have their own fan club. So that's one reason why this has no impact on the readers, and the other is that there are no consequences. But if he would have killed Momonosuke, then things will be different. Oda did explain the reason why Kanjuro became the spy, and the reason was okay. I don't think it is good enough for a manga story. Way too simplistic. He spent all that time with Oden and the rest, and he still thought of them as bad guys, and Orochi as a good guy. To make things weirder, Kanjuro says that I don't resent any of you, nor that I want to hurt any of you. Okay, so what was the reason then for betraying them? And then when Kiku did ask him why did you do it, then he says, "My name is Kurozumi Kanjuro. Is that reason enough for you?" No, Kanjuro, it is not enough for a manga story. But I am glad that this is over. Oda did good dealing with this now and not when the real events will start to unfold. So Kanjuro, besides using a clone of himself, he was impersonating Shinobu. Kinemon did try to kill him without knowing that. I was happy to see that Kinemon is finally doing something meaningful, because since he was introduced in Punk Hazard arc, he was just an extra, a dead weight. I really hope someone will rescue Momonosuke, or he himself will turn into a dragon and escape. He can even fly. So it will not be a problem, because the hostage technique is not a storytelling technique. So I really don't want to see that. I like the entrance of Luffy, Kid and Law, especially Law's. The commanders were really desperate on that small boat, everything was going bad for them, and help came from the bottom of the sea. I really like that panel. And on the last page we have the Alliance getting ready to attack. This is very interesting, because not just they are fewer in numbers and they are facing Yonkos, but they are going into their territory. That island is Kaido's base. So I cannot wait to see what Oda has planned. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.